Welcome back to my channel Math School. In today's video, let us solve example 2 from chapter 11, Introduction to Trigonometry. In my previous videos, I have completed example 1 and Introduction to Trigonometry. If you have not watched these videos, do find the link in the description box below or click the I button above. So now quickly let us begin with the video. Example 2 from chapter 11, Introduction to Trigonometry says, if angle B and angle Q are acute angles such that sine B is equal to sine Q, then prove that angle B is equal to angle Q. So here they have given us the figure and two triangles, that is ABC and PQR, and they are saying us that angle B and angle Q are the acute angles such that sine B is equal to sine Q, and we have to prove that angle B is equal to angle Q. So let us first write down what is given in the question. So they have given us sine B is equal to sine Q. Since angle B and angle Q are acute angles, and also we know that ABC and PQ are right angled triangles, right? So therefore the side opposite the right angle will be the hypotenuse in both the cases. The side opposite the acute angle will be the perpendicular, and the side along the acute angle will be the base or the adjacent side, and we have to prove that angle B is equal to angle Q. Now since they have given us sine B is equal to sine Q, let us write down the defined trigonometric ratio for sine B and sine Q. The best way to remember the trigonometric ratio is, I have explained you in my previous videos, that is, you have to remember the ratio PBP divided by HB. Okay, so here the trigonometric ratios are sine, cos and tan. It will be cosecant, secant and cot, right? So sine theta is equal to perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos theta is equal to base by hypotenuse, and tan theta is again perpendicular by base. Similarly, the cosecant, secant and cot will be the reciprocal of sine, cos and tan theta. So therefore what is sine theta given by? Sine B is equal to the perpendicular side by the hypotenuse. In the triangle ABC, which is the perpendicular, it is AC. So it is AC by hypotenuse is AB. Similarly, what is sine Q? Sine Q is equal to, we have to look in the triangle PQR now. Again it is the perpendicular by hypotenuse, it is PR by PQ. Okay, now since they have given us sine B is equal to sine Q, then we can equate the values of sine B and sine Q here. So therefore we are going to get AC by AB is equal to PR by PQ. Now since we have to prove that angle B is equal to angle Q, now how can we do that? We can prove that by proving the triangles to either be congruent or similar triangles. Here the triangles cannot be congruent because in congruent triangles they should have the same shape and same size. But here you can observe that the size of both the triangles is not same. So therefore the congruency criteria cannot be applied. So we are going to look into the similarity criteria, where we can prove the two triangles to be either similar by angle-angle similarity criteria, or angle-angle-angle similarity criteria, or side-angle-side criteria, or side-side-side criteria. Right? So we will see which of the similarity criteria can be applied here. Now here, since they have given us sine B is equal to sine Q, so therefore we can equate these two ratios now. Therefore AC by AB is equal to PR by PQ, since sine B is equal to sine Q. Now since these two ratios are equal, now we can interchange the numerator and denominator of both the sides, so that we can make sure that the corresponding sides of the two triangles will become equal. So now let us send this AB to the numerator of the right hand side, and let us bring this PR to the denominator of the left hand side. So we are going to get AC by PR is equal to AB by PQ. Now if you observe the figure, here we have got the ratio AC by PR is equal to AB by PQ. The two sides of these two triangles are corresponding. Now we have to make sure that the third side is also corresponding so that we can apply side similarity criteria. So let us now assume, let this ratio AC by PR is equal to AB by PQ be equal to some constant K. So let AC by PR is equal to AB by PQ equal to constant K. Now since the size of the ratio is equal to a constant K, now we can write AC by PR equal to K and AB by PQ equal to K. Now cross multiplying, we can write down AC is equal to K into PR and AB is equal to K into PQ. So let us take this as equation 3. Now we have already observed that the corresponding two sides of the triangle ABC and PRQ is equal to some constant K. Now we should make sure that the third corresponding side, that is BC by RQ, is also equal to K. So let us find out the value of BC and RQ so that we will find out whether it is equal to the constant K or not. So how do we find out the value of B side BC and RQ? So we will apply here Pythagoras theorem to triangle ABC and PRQ and find out the side BC and RQ. So write down applying Pythagoras theorem, which is equal to hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus the perpendicular squares. Now, applying the Pythagoras theorem to triangle ABC, so we are going to get hypotenuse square, that is AB square is equal to BC square plus AC square. Now since we want the value of BC, that is the base value, so let us send this AC square to left hand side. So we are going to get BC square is equal to AB square minus AC square. So the value of BC will be equal to square root of AB minus AC. Let us take this as equation number 4. Similarly, let us apply the Pythagoras theorem to triangle PQR, where the hypotenuse square, that is PQ square, is equal to base is RQ the whole square plus PR the whole square. Again we want the value of RQ. So let us send this PR square to left hand side. So we get PQ square minus PR square, or RQ value will be square root of PQ minus PR square. Here also we should write square. We have found out the value of BC and RQ. Now let us find out the ratio of BC by RQ, since we already know the other two corresponding side ratio, that is AC by PR and AB by PQ, from equation 2. So let this be equation number 5. So dividing 4 divided by 5, so we will get BC by RQ is equal to square root of AB square minus AC square divided by square root of PQ square minus PR square. Now from the equation 3 we know the value of AC and AB. So let us substitute here. So substituting value of AB and AC. So we will get square root of, what is the value of AB? It is K PQ the whole square minus AC value is K PR the whole square divided by square root of PQ square minus PR square. Substituting further, BC by RQ is equal to square root of, if you open the bracket here, this will become K square and PQ square. Again similarly we will have here K square and PR square. So let us take this K square common outside, and in brackets what will be left behind? If you take common, PQ square minus PR square divided by square root of, again, PQ square minus PR square. Now this K square can be taken out of the root term since there is pairing of K number, right? So this K comes out and we will be left with PQ square minus PR square, square root of PQ square minus PR square. Therefore, this numerator and denominator will cancel out, and therefore you will get BC by RQ is equal to K. Again, the third side of these two triangle ratio is also equal to K, like how we obtained in equation 2. Assume this to be equation 2, where AC by PR is equal to AB by PQ is equal to K, and similarly the third side ratio is also equal to some constant K. So therefore all the three corresponding sides are equal. Here we can apply the side similarity criteria. Now since all the three sides are equal, their corresponding angles will also be equal. Therefore we can prove that angle B is equal to angle Q. So write down, by SSS similarity criteria, triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. So therefore angle B is equal to angle Q. And what is the reason? Because the corresponding angles of similar triangles are equal. Right, so this is how we solve this example 2. This is also a very important example, so it is better you practice this problem so that it becomes easier for you to answer such kind of problem. This is how we solve this problem. If you have any further doubts, you can comment me below in the comment section. In my next video, I'll be solving example 3 from chapter 11, Introduction to Trigonometry. So till then, do like my video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell button below to get the latest updates of my videos, as I'll be completing the whole syllabus for class 10th SLC Insert Math. And also do watch the related videos of chapter 11, Introduction to Trigonometry, shown on the screen. Thank you.